Hey everybody, it's your girl Bunny. To all of my returning subscribers, hey, how you doing? And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Kick your feet up, subscribe to this family-friendly channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name so you don't miss the sneak peeks of what's coming up next. In this video, it's Atlanta Season 3, Episode 9, entitled I give a full episode recap with photos offset to the side, and then I give my review at the end. No need to dig around and keep all of the minute marks in the comments. It's all coming up next. Pictorially, the camera spans across a typical teenager's room. Rap artists posted on the wall, Nike shoes to display the style, comic book covers, pictures of friends from school, and even a comedy show t-shirt. Trash talk is exchanged during an Xbox game, and insults get worse as certain players start to lose. There's even an alert from someone named Kate reading, "I got in." Our main character's avatar on the video game is a white man with blonde hair, but it's difficult to tell right now of his ethnicity. The way he speaks matches what some would categorize as Black culture slang and tone. Insults continue to go back and forth until our main character calls the other player the N-word while making monkey noises. After the game, he lays back in frustration, viewing ASC's admission website. It's obvious he's worried about the tuition. He hovers over the financial aid information page. The next morning, while on the way to school, there's a radio report about a 15-year-old Black teen shot by cops after a traffic stop in Lenox Mall parking lot. They thought the young man, while in the back seat, was reaching for a weapon, which turned out to be a cell phone. They shot him 5 times. It was unfortunate that the dad was the driver. The boy later died, and the father is planning to sue the city. His dad warns that he needs to watch out for these cops that are around. They'll use any excuse to shoot a Black man. The teen is doubtful, though. He claims that he doesn't have to worry about that problem. Besides, the cops always say freeze first. The kid probably did something that warranted the actions of the cops. The dad is led to laughter as he is compelled in denial. He knows that his friends are fooled at school, but he knows where he got his big nose from, and it wasn't his mother. We learn the main character's name is Aaron. His dad doesn't want to sign any of Aaron's FAFSA loans. They already have plans just to celebrate his graduation by going to Golden Corral, and they can't even afford another car. He suggests that Aaron just save his money and consider going to another school. Sometimes he also wished that maybe one day he would be pulled over by the cops just to experience what he's speaking of. He tells Aaron just to focus on how he'll pay his rent, because if he stays there after graduation, that's what he'll be doing. His dad yells out an embarrassing "I love you" before starting his day. Kate is excited about her college acceptance, and she also got a scholarship. Now Aaron needs to find out how he will pay his way into ASC. Kate is then greeted by her other friends who also got into the school, leaving Aaron to feel excluded. There's a surprise announcement for all seniors to gather in the auditorium. It's odd and random. The principal lets them know that they have a guest speaker. She met someone special at an event over the weekend. When she shared she was the principal at Stonewall Jackson High, he shared that he was an alumnus of the same school. He's a businessman, philanthropist, Christian, and philosopher, and he wants to share some words of wisdom to the senior class. Mr. Robert Shea Lee. There's no applause, but he enters to the song "Hanging on a String" by Loose Ends. Robert introduces himself. He's the heir to the pink oil moisturizer fortune. His grandfather is the mastermind behind the empire. He wants to give, but always questioned, where do we start? Hearing the name of his high school brought memories of Stonewall High. He never had a good experience at the school. To begin, he's donating $1 million to the school and changing the name from the degenerate slave owner to one of the richest Black men this side of the Mississippi River. The new name is the Robert S. Lee High School. The audience starts to clap, but he says, wait, there's more. He's going to pay for every senior's college tuition. And the audience screams with excitement, but there's only one catch. He's only paying for the students who are Black. Now the Black students in the audience scream even louder with excitement. Now Aaron is at a crossroad. Black students must report to the gym at 4 p.m. See you there. Demolition of the new school name display starts immediately while Aaron listens to his white friends vent. They feel that they should sue. It's discrimination. It's the same thing that happened to black people in the 1950s, right? Why should they even allow that? They already go to school for free. There are so many foundations and scholarships to help them. It's super easy to go to school if you're black. Aaron finally says something, though, defending, well, I don't think it's super easy. It's probably harder if you're black and poor. Aaron's girlfriend begs to differ. A friend of hers is dating a black guy, and he got accepted into all the colleges, and he got a full ride. One of his friends asks, well, which schools? And she says, well, I don't know, but that's not important. He's probably going to school for 1 year and then going straight to the MBA. They continue to talk about how black students are being so loud, and it's not a big deal. Aaron excuses himself, making an excuse that he's going to see someone about FAFSA loans, when in actuality, he's going to the 4 o'clock black student meetup at the gym. There's literally auditions, and a lot of people are rehearsing. There's even a group of students singing in the hallway Shy's R&B song, "From the very first time that I saw your brown eyes, your lips said hello, and I said hi." There's students getting braids, others dressed in Wu-Tang Clan gear, others practicing basketball, and one student even asked Aaron, hey, can you wave check me? He's done some research on this guy, Robert, and apparently he doesn't believe that ADOS necessitates blackness, so your parents have nothing to do with it. He's focusing on the culture of being black in America. One student leaves the gym happy to get his scholarship check, and someone yells from the inside, hey, Redbone, yeah, you. Aaron is up next. The dark gloom of the room is intimidating, and before the questions begin, a panelist instructs, coming to the light. Look at this yellow igga here. Your name is Aaron. It's kind of black. I mean, it was in the Bible. More like Hank Aaron. Let's start the questions. Name 6 things that you can mix with Hennessy. Aaron answers with, Coke, rum, mango, coconut, ice. He's having trouble, but the panel laughs. They know now that he's just making some ish up, but they will try out a couple of those. Next question. What happened to that boy at Lenox Mall? And Aaron proudly explains the event, but the answer was supposed to be, what happened to that boy at Lenox Mall? Those questions were just the warm-up. Now let's get to the thick of it. How long can chicken stay on the stove? Bobby Brown and Whitney, or Will and Jada? Where's the first place you take your cousin after they get out of jail? Why did the 5 heartbeats break up? Your mama or your mother? What color are Wendy's napkins? Holy Spirit or the Holy Ghost? Mustard or mayonnaise? Take this pencil and go make a beat on that table. If a foot is in it, then that means what? Orange or grape Kool-Aid? Spell Dante. DQ or Popeyes? What soda is good for you? If Neil's hat gets any further down, it will be on his blank. The panel laughs as poor Aaron struggles to answer a lot of the questions. Now it's time to reveal their decision. They have concluded that they're not giving Aaron the scholarship. Aaron is upset and screams that, you're not giving me a scholarship because I'm light-skinned? And a member of the panel yells, you are white. You're white. I knew he wasn't black when he walked in here. He doesn't have any black friends. If he had any black friends, he wouldn't have walked in here with them machi-colored Allbirds. How long have you been coasting on your whiteness, son? Robert adds that he used to know a guy just like Aaron back in the day, and his name was Clarence Thomas. Another panelist adds, dang, you didn't have to call him Clarence Thomas. The boy ain't that white. When Aaron gets home, he's upset, cursing to his dad that he won't go to ASC because of some guy, and he's a colorist. They should sue. His dad tries to calm him down, saying, hey, that's a part of being black. Sometimes you don't get the things you know you deserve. Aaron then sees his girlfriend carry on a little bit of conversation with the black guy named DeAndre Green on Instagram, commenting, I can't wait to see you this fall. It just so happens he's an athlete. Kate explains that she just met him during a college tour. Plus, she knows Aaron isn't going to ASC. He doesn't have the money, he's not getting a loan, and they should break up. Aaron replays the voices of Robert, the panelist telling him he's white, and his dad telling him that you don't always get what you deserve because you're black. Aaron has had enough. He Googles how to make a flamethrower. He builds it, and he's on a mission to burn down the school. Although when he arrives there, Felix has the same idea. He didn't get the scholarship either because he's African. His parents are from Nigeria, but he doesn't remember any of that. He's from Lithuania. Aaron says, I get it. Robert didn't pick you because you have a culture to pull from. You know where you're from. You can trace your lineage, and you have a country to go home to. It's not really black. Felix doesn't get it. He's blacker than Aaron. He looks like Frankie Muniz. You think that if I walk down the street in your neighborhood, they're not going to stop me because I'm African? He explains that he had to hide his flamethrower behind the dumpster. Aaron just walked down the street with a flamethrower in his arms with no issues. Aaron should keep his black card tucked. Aaron says that he doesn't care anymore and wants to burn down the school, but Felix wants to do the honors. Aaron says, wait, what if I burn you down? Oh, too late. Felix then realized that it's a joke about his dark skin. He then aims his flamethrower at Aaron, burns the Robert sign, and it starts an intense chase. Aaron's flamethrower then malfunctions, and Felix finally has Aaron cornered. Before he can meet his defeat, a cop shoots Felix. When the cop addresses Aaron, he then shouts, freeze. An ambulance arrives and others gather around to watch the commotion. Robert then rushes to the school and is upset. Man, did you try to burn down my school? Wow, you must have really wanted that scholarship. Look, getting shot by the police is one of the blackest things he can experience. Robert then instructs the EMTs to take him to White Grady. The paramedic is confused. You mean Emory Hospital? No, White Grady. He then tells Felix that his medical expenses will be taken care of, and he hands him a check for scholarship money. Felix is in tears while Aaron watches it all from the back of a squad car. He's off to jail, and it's tons of insults to injury. 1 year later, we hardly recognize Aaron. As he speaks with a customer, he gripes about his PO giving him a hard time, and he seems to have more black culture swag as he brushes his fade. His old girlfriend, Kate, watches from behind in disbelief. Kate wants his undivided attention, but he tells her to wait until he reassures that a text is coming from this beautiful black woman he's helping. As the black woman walks away, he even says under his breath, dang, that butt is stupid. Kate asks how he's been doing, and Aaron says, same old, different day, you know how I go. Before Kate can say goodbye, he tells her, I've never been more attracted to you in my entire life, with a sarcastic stare breaking the fourth wall with the audience. And that is the end of the episode. And now it is time for your favorite part of the video. That's right, my review. You guys, as I say in every review, there is so much to dissect in each episode of Atlanta, of every single season. You can literally teach classes, not only in film, not only with cinematography, production, lighting, the writing. You guys, you can actually take each episode and have a dinner night with your friends and just debate and talk about it. Have your coffee, have your tea, kiki it up, laugh it up, have sentimental moments from this show. I absolutely love it. It's only so often that we have black shows. Speaking of black, right? That we have black shows that give us this depth. Shows that are picked up from networks and that could give us this type of depth where we can have these conversations. And it's something that sparks wanting you to debate and research about. If you don't know about it, I've said in several reviews that if you don't know anything about this show, one thing that I love is that it evokes thought and question. If you've never heard of certain things, it makes you research and read and find stuff. I love that. I love a series that can challenge me. Let's just start. You guys, there's so much just to, oh my God, we're going to dissect this up. I got you. Let's start with Kevin Samuels. Now, for those of you that don't know, Kevin Samuels has been controversial over the years, okay? That his main platform in the beginning was basically downtrodden black women. Now, many will argue that it's not downtrodden. It's telling people the truth. But you can agree, everybody can agree that it was a mixture of insult. It was a mixture of insult to a specific group of people, which were Black women. Over time, he did kind of lighten up and change his platform to be, I'm giving advice. These are things that we need to do as a people to get better, because, he would start to get dragged on several different platforms. He reached this ultimate goal of having 1 million YouTube subscribers, having a lot of followers on Instagram. And then unfortunately, he passed away. There's still an investigation going on exactly what happened in his death. But so far, the results of what the family is saying and medical examiners, that he unfortunately had a drug of Viagra mixed with Red Bull. And he complained of chest pains. And the young lady that he was with called the ambulance. And unfortunately, upon arrival, he was DOA. So anything can spark the debate. But those of you who follow me on YouTube know that I gave a reaction video. I did a reaction video of Kevin, right? That I kind of heard about the guy. I did some research about the guy. And I said in that video, you guys, that many might not agree with his approach. He mixes facts with insults and all this other stuff. But I told you guys, I said in that video that I honestly feel he's developing a platform to get attention because he seems like he wants to go into acting. I said that. And here we have a wonderful performance by Kevin. I think he did a wonderful job having his first debut, and it's sad because he probably thought this was his breakout moment to be an actor and to get better gigs. I honestly said in that video that I don't believe that this is who he is. This is his main focus about who he is. It seemed like all of a sudden he just made the reviews worse until his platforms were threatened, and then he switched up kind of his delivery and how he did things, whether you agree with him or not. God bless his family and friends. Someone has, several are experiencing losses. Many of people who agreed with a lot of things that he said felt that they have had a loss when it came to conversations about certain issues. No matter how you felt about the guy, he still was a person, and may he rest in peace. Let's do a shout out to comedian George Wallace. Oh my God, if you guys have been sleeping on George Wallace, I don't know where you've been. This guy has been on a comedic platform since the late 70s. Going up until now, he's still on tour. This guy's still touring with his amazing stand-up. He's been controversial at times. He's also the best friend of Seinfeld. They have been best friends for over 34 years. And they often talk about the different styles in comedy. He also mentioned George, that, hey, my comedic stance, pretty much has stayed the same since the 70s. What is Seinfeld talking about? And they always go back and forth about, hey, you have a different experience of comedy to speak from. He's also had at times kind of controversial things that he said, kind of like on the Bill Cosby tip of kind of like telling Black people, hey, this is what you need to do, and I don't have any pity on a lot of the situations. And let's talk about this ADOS, right? It is sociologically explained the American descendants of slavery. So American descendants of slavery is a term referring to descendants of enslaved Africans in an area that will become the United States, to the political movement of the same name. Both the concepts and the movements grow out of that hashtag created by Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore. So a lot of people are conflicting with this meaning. And this episode helps to break down those theories and start the debates. A lot of people argue that this type of classification divides people of color. Now, I'm 50-50 with this. We go into this ADOS in this thinking. This debate, all right, was brought in a scene between Felix and Aaron. Felix explains that, man, I didn't get the scholarship. My parents are Nigerian and I grew up, right, in a different area. I don't even understand that. I don't get it. I'm Black. I'm physically Black. Aaron, you came walking down the street with a flamethrower and nobody even stopped you or even thought twice that you were a threat. I hid mine behind the dumpster. You might want to tuck that Black card, right? Let's talk about this. Aaron says, hey, man, I get it why Kevin didn't give you the scholarship. You have lineage. You have a country that you can go back to. You have an understanding of who you are. That's not Black. According to ADOS, that's not Black. You know, in America, the lost children, right, as I call it, have this notion of not really knowing who they are and where they come from. A lot of that, the majority of that, okay, being stripped from slavery, the identity, knowing where you're from. If you do your research in a lot of the areas where the main slave trade was of people who came to America was in the Sierra Leone, Nigeria kind of area, okay, of the continent of Africa. And you had that transition going into slavery, the theft of people, okay, the stealing of people. There is also a debate and people saying, hey, I'm not African American, I'm Black. When you say African American, you are disregarding the indigenous Black people that already existed in America. There's this notion and lie of history that all Black people, right, that are in America are descendants of slaves, when that's just not the case. Companies are making big bucks off of people who want to know their lineage, who want to know where they come from. Debates have to happen in order to understand one another, especially when it comes upon the topic of sociology. Many people say, oh, all of this labeling and things like that and naming, it just divides people and it starts debate. But to me, it's something that needs to be discussed. Sometimes labels are necessary in order to understand one another better. You coming from a different continent and me experiencing the essence of Blackness in America is different, as expressed in the episode. You know who you are. You know your lineage. You have this sense of going back, quote unquote, home, when there is this emptiness of not knowing who the descendants of slaves are, where we come from, because that was stripped away. So labeling sometimes is necessary, whether you agree with it or not, but there is a difference. It was pointing out. But also what they had as a epiphany, Felix says, hey, you think they're going to stop me and ask me this questionnaire about lineage and where I come from? No, they're going to look at my skin color. Beautiful writing. This character of Aaron, in no doubt, was skating and passing for white. He knew that it benefited him. He knew that if he walked a certain way, talked a certain way, he would have a certain genre of friends. When he sat down with the white friends and they were venting about, hey, this is discrimination, that's what they did in the 1950s, he's emotionally feeling something. And he has no choice but to say, well, you know, I'm pretty sure it's not easy for school, right? And being Black and poor, because he's, right, having a Black experience in America and poor. You can't go to school. And then also, let's talk about this education system. Arizona, ASU, let me not say the name, ASU and a lot of other schools are known for having their lawsuits of racial discrimination. A lot of schools are known for you charging out the wazoo, but why? It seems to block out certain groups of people. Wink, wink. And now Aaron has this moment to where, dang, I'm smart and all this other stuff, but I ain't got no money. And his daddy's like, look, we don't have any money. I'm not signing a loan for FAFSA. It's kind of like, you know, if you do your research, it's like, we're already poor. Why would I add on more debt? And some Black people just say, hey, if you're going to give me the loan, give me the loan. I'm going to get my education. Like, it is what it is. But it's this barrier of poor on top of that, being Black. The misinformation of a lot of white people thinking that Black people are just making it rain with scholarships when those are not easy to get. And everybody don't get them, okay? They choose the tokens, people. Do your research. For those of you that think that they just be making it rain scholarships on Black people, oh, I need you to sit down, not only to crunch the numbers when it comes to the stats, but even somebody being an athlete is not easy. Those percentages are so low, and even you making it to the draft, it ain't what it seems. Let's move on to also his dad, Aaron's dad, saying, you know, that's what comes with being Black. Ooh wee. Post Malone on the wall. Now, Post Malone, beautiful artist. I love me some Post Malone. You know, from D-Town. I'm from Dallas. He's from Dallas. He grew up around a lot of Black people, okay? That's not on accident, his poster being on the wall. We're talking about culture. Even though you white, you growing up around poor whites and Blacks, highly likely you're going to pull that culture. Soul, R&B, all of that, and they still categorizing his music certain ways, pop, but we not gonna go there. Anywho, but we could even go into music, how music wants R&B and rap, but they don't want it from us. And that's another conversation. Logan Paul, do your research on that guy. He's known for making racist skits on YouTube, became this popular YouTube person, got into the world of boxing or whatever he's in, okay? And then just evolving into this culture vulture. It's not on accident these certain people were on his wall. Xbox racism. For those of you who have an Xbox and have played some games late at night, the racists come out at night. The racists come out at night. Oh, if you want to be racially dragged while you playing a video game, play Xbox. Because people, they get on there and they think that that's just a platform to just let out the racial slurs, and they behind virtual worlds and they can say what they want if they want to. That was a little shout out to that episode, okay? Stonewall Jackson. Oh my God, who the school is named after? Thomas Jonathan Stonewall Jackson. He served as a Confederate general during the Civil War. He was known to have several slaves. The guy was not who you thought he was. And all of these schools across America are named after people who just mutilated slaves, were just evil people. Yeah, we overlook the names of schools because we just accept it. And more people are having those debates. Take those statues down. Take them down. And they've been doing it. They're pulling them down. Great. Do that. The history of HBCUs and why it's important. HBCUs were founded in Pennsylvania and Ohio before the American Civil War. We're talking about from like 1861 to 65. The purpose was providing for Black youth who were largely prevented due to racial discrimination from attending established colleges and universities with the basic education and training to become teachers or tradesmen. So it's like you deny me my education, and a lot of that had to happen in order for people in America that were Black to go to schools. And what's beautiful about HBCUs is they don't discriminate. They're poor white people who couldn't go to white institutions would go to HBCUs. African in America, African American, Black, poor wigger, rich wigger. Speaking of wiggers, let's talk about Rachel Dolezal. Lord have mercy. For those of you who don't know about her, oh my God, I don't even know where to start with this one. Okay, so for those of you who don't know about her, this woman got away with so long, even teaching Black history, okay, at a school, and even was ranked a president of the NAACP chapter in Washington. Until a lot of people from the NAACP found out some stuff about her. This woman here, that woman here, right there, she is of Czech descent. And her parents came out and saying, whoa, 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 she ain't Black, she white. This woman is of Czech descent. So NAACP was like, hold up, okay? It was like, oh, wait a minute. You lied to me. She even lied to get a lot of assistance, right? Public assistance from the government, certain things that she was getting from the government saying that she was Black. And a lot of people started doing research about her. She went on this tour, this world tour of giving interviews when it came to her saying that I identify as Black. She identified as Black. In her personal life, she was accused of welfare fraud from the government. There's controversy in her saying, hey, I'm white, but I identify as Black. And when she even went on the show The Real, the show that I really am not too much of a fan of, but she went on The Real, had this interview, and someone did ask an important question. Okay, you identify as Black, but what do you put on your taxes? What do you put on your bank statements? Well, what do you identify on paper? How do you identify on paper? And she said she declined to answer that question. You already know what she's putting on them tax forms. You already know what she's putting on when she goes to the bank, because she knows that she has the complexion for the protection, as Paul Mooney would say. Complexion for the protection, as Aaron was experiencing and knew. Rachel, please, I just don't understand why you just add an insult to injury. It's an insult. I could see if you were biracial and you said, hey, I'm going to go with this. But the fact that you have two parents and even your parents was just like, wait a minute, we were wondering where you were, girl. No wonder why we didn't find you. Girl, you look like somebody else. The fact that a lot of people, the caucasity, okay, of a lot of people who feel that they can wear blackness as a costume. There are just now being laws passed where people can not be discriminated against because of their hair while at work. Many black people can attest, and black women, having to straighten our hair, had to go on an interview because braids or afro or twist can be perceived as unprofessional. Now women are having that light turn on. There's been some years where they're like, you know what, forget the perm, forget this, forget blowout. I'm gonna rock my fro, I'm gonna rock my twist. This is who I am. I'm gonna wear this to work, and I dare you to say that this is unprofessional. Go ahead and say it. So people need to learn that you've been able to wear black culture as a costume and take it off as a costume and not wear, right? Not being able to wear the injustices that go along with it. Not only is it a slap in the face to the ancestors, it's a slap in the face to us now. Amazing episode, amazing writing. The color of black and white is on purpose. I love it because even without color, we can see what's what. In this episode, a lot of people, I can already feel it churning. I can already tell that people are upset. Hey, this is episode 9 and we haven't even tapped into the characters. This is what I think they're going to do for the season, and which would be great, actually. It would make sense to end the Atlanta season and make it come to an end in season 5. That would be absolutely perfect. Season 4, giving us the in-depth closure of a lot of the characters, because if they don't do that, then the seasons will become redundant and we're revisiting a lot of the same topics over and over again. We need closure on Darius. We need closure on how he met Al. We need closure on what happened to Earn in school, what made him quit. Clearly some things happened to him. We get, little eggs about what happened, little clues, but we're not getting the full story. We need to find out what's happening with Van. We need closure on that. So season 4 will be great just to focus on the characters. I feel if they don't do that, the audience will get exhausted from saying, hey, we have a lot of these scenario episodes, but we need to know about our main characters, what's going on. So they need to go ahead and bring that to a close. Since it's only 30 minutes, I feel that they would need 2 seasons to do that and kind of lay off of the scenario episodes and get to the crust of what's going on, because we've been trying to find out so much information from season 1. And if they keep doing that, then they could run the risk of decreasing in views. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to upset people. And then you're not hitting those marks, because networks don't care about how good the show is. If you're not bringing in those numbers, they will cancel you. So I think they need to go out with a bang. Have season 4 to bring us a lot of closure with the characters. Season 5 is the nail and letting us know what's going on with the characters in the future. You can have some more scenario ones in season 5, but not too many. But then the show bow out gracefully and it comes to a perfect close. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to this channel. Like this video. Make sure to share this family-friendly channel with friends and family, people at work. Let them know they don't have anything to worry about when they watch this show. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name so you don't miss sneak peeks and see little snippets of what's going on in my personal life. Leave your comments down below, because I love to read them, whether we agree or not. It's okay to agree to disagree. Speak your mind and the rest will follow. In the meantime, in between time, remember to take care of yourself and each other. Amen.